What's up, guys? Welcome to Almonds and Coconuts, where we talk about slice of life topics focusing on traumatizing, embarrassing, and childhood stories from Indian kids living in America. I'm Arjun.
I'm Bhavana.
I'm Rashita.
And I'm Shiny.
And today we're going to be talking about weird things we believed in as kids that are not actually true.
Well, starting off, when I was a kid, around like third grade, I believed that if you got too close to the opposite gender, so for me, a boy, I'd automatically get pregnant. So whenever I would see a boy, I would like run away from like half of my class. And like when they would come closer to me, right, I would be like, right, and then I'd like pull out like a ruler or something and be like 6 feet distance, boy. I'm not trying to grow a baby, right? So I basically social distance between like before social distancing was like even a thing. So like I was ahead of my time because of this. I don't even know where I got it from, but I would like run away from guys. So that was a fun time. It also explains why my love life is so lacking. Yeah, it's kind of dead.
I mean, okay, I didn't have anything like that just because my parents taught me like that I should be friends with everyone no matter what. So I've like only ever dealt with like things. I don't know if anyone ever told this, but the purugu pachadi, like I don't know what that vegetable is called, but it's like how do I explain it? I don't know what the name of the vegetable is, but in that like dish or whatever the vegetable used, my mom would always like convince me before when I was younger. I hated eating that thing. I thought it tasted horrible. My mom would tell me that if you ate it, that you would get gold. And me being the gold obsessed, money obsessed kid, and I just all I cared about was having money and being rich, I would eat that up so fast. And I believed that for a good amount of time. And I think for like years, I would ask my mom, like, Amma, where is the gold? Like, why did I get any gold? Where's my money?
You were quite the
And
little
also,
gold digger then. When
Yes,
you
I
were
was.
yeah, the and also just for context, the dish she's talking about, it's pretty much just like yogurt mixed with a bunch of spices and a couple of vegetables. So yeah.
I don't know what the name of the vegetable is in like English, but like it's portlagai or something like that. I have no idea what that is in English,
I
but
think I think it's
Oh, it's,
we could say it's a kind of squash, I guess.
yeah. But it's like squash is normally quite soft. This is a bit more like difficult to chew if you don't
snake
cook
guard.
it
It's
right.
called snake guard.
Oh, snake gourd. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that's what it's
see.
called? Oh, I don't that's not a fun name. I don't like that.
Yeah, I never know the English names to the vegetables. I would just call it the
Yeah, to
green
the
thing.
because I feel like American vegetables and Indian vegetables, they're quite different, and like
Yeah.
there even though they exist in both places, it's hard to tell each name in each language.
That's
Mhm.
true.
From trees like snakes.
What?
No, like
Like
there's
the
literally
vegetables,
yeah the
the snake gourd.
vegetables.
Really?
Yeah, like I just saw a photo. Like they're hanging down from a tree like snakes.
Oh, that makes sense
Okay,
why they're
I just
called
I
that
just
in English.
think like an apple tree, except instead of apples, it's like the fruits are really
Yeah.
long and thin.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, there was another thing where, like, when I was little, I'd like watch horror movies. We'd all watch horror movies, and after, like, most of the ghosts, they somehow show up in the bathroom. And I would keep this in mind because, like, whenever I had to go to the bathroom, I would just like keep it in, and I wouldn't go to the bathroom because I thought like Bloody Mary would show up in the mirror. And so like every time I had to pee and I would hold it in, I would kind of start like dancing, like I'd be pulling up with those Michael Jackson moves, right? Like moonwalking every time I had to pee because I refused to go to the bathroom because like, like I thought a monster was gonna like reach out from the toilet and like grab me or something. And that was just like another thing I believed as a kid who watched a lot of
Yeah,
horror
also
movies.
I feel like mirrors are the worst because for some reason if you look into a mirror, there's always a ghost behind you, but if you don't look, then the ghost doesn't exist.
Even now,
Yes.
Yeah.
after we watched it yesterday, I was up all night just looking at that mirror and then looking behind me to check if there was a ghost.
Waiting for it to say, "We are here."
Also, I watched this YouTube video a long time ago, and basically it was like, them a bunch of people saying Bloody Mary 3 times in the bathroom with the lights closed, the whole ritual. And
Mhm.
then there was this person, this was all staged, obviously, but there was this person dressed as Bloody Mary. They literally climbed out of the bathtub, and it was one of those bathtubs that had a curtain. So
Uh-huh.
they were climbing like from the top, like on the curtain railing. They climbed over that, and then they climbed down. So I was always like, I always have to check the ceiling in my bathroom, and then I have to open the curtain to make sure there's no one in the bathtub before I do anything.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
still
remember.
low-key kind of do that though. Like I feel like there's someone in the bathtub and I open the curtains, but you know what the dumb thing is? My curtains are clear.
Oh, I have
But
like
I
one.
still low-key have the habit.
And then you still look. I have for my curtains, I have the double layer ones where one is just the fabric, and then the second one is the plastic one so that the water doesn't get through.
Uh, yeah, I
I used
remember watching that as a kid, and I would get
if I
super
walk
scared.
past a room and I see like a blanket folded in a weird way and I walk back, it's like there's a person in the blanket that isn't in my house. So I literally go
Oh,
open the blanket and check.
oh wait, I have a really weird story. To this day, I still don't know. So when I was at my old house, it was an apartment, and so basically it was 2 bedrooms, and they were near like right next to each other. And basically there's a hallway. And so one of the bedrooms the lights were off and the other one it was on. So I was walking through the hallway past the bedroom, and like keep in mind one of the bedrooms is at the end of the hallway and the other one is basically on the corner. So I walked past that dark bedroom and I thought I saw someone in there, and I swear I saw someone like moving. So I was like, oh, it's probably just my dad. And then I walked into the second bedroom and my dad was there. I was like, wait, who was that before? And I swear I saw someone walking towards me. So I was like, oh, it's probably just my dad coming out of the bedroom. But I still don't know what that was.
Oh God. No, like I get it though. Like you have like those moments you're like, no, I swear I wasn't like, you know,
Yeah.
faking this. I
Like
know something was there,
you know you saw something, but you can't prove
right?
it, I guess.
Okay, well this is like we're kind of getting off topic, but like I think everyone said this. So I think my okay, I don't know if you said if your parents said this, but my mom, if I didn't do something that she didn't like, if she told me to do something, like, go clean your room or like stop watching TV or whatever, you're watching too much, or go play outside or something like that, or go do your homework, and I said I wouldn't do it, she would bring up, I'll go call the police or I'll call the Bucci man.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing. Okay, in Bucci man, like in the English translation, it's just basically like a scary man. Okay, like a scary person. I'll go call like a ghost or whatever, or something like that. That's like my mom would use those terms to like make me do something, and then I would believe it because it's like you're like what 5? Like, are you going to kind of defy your parents at the age of 5? No. And I would get so scared. Like I'd be like, okay, no, don't call them, don't call them, don't call them. I'll go do it. I'll go do it.
Yeah, I thought my parents were like such cool people because they were like in direct contact with the police as if they were like BFFs. They're like, yeah, we're gonna call the police. And I'd be like, oh my God, you have secret relations with the FBI or something. So I would get like really scared. I was kind of sus though, because I mean like the fact I didn't really think that the police would care if a 5-year-old girl didn't do her laundry or something. But like at that time, like you see your parents as like an honest and stuff. So I guess we just like went along with it because they were our parents and we thought they didn't lie and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's like at that point in your life, you can't really question it. You kind of
Yeah.
just have to go with
Yeah.
it, and they're like really good at like they're like my parents would be like ready to pick the phone, and they'll be like pretending to put numbers down, and like
Yeah.
put the phone up, like, see, I'm calling them, and then that's when you know it's real, and you're like, okay, you have to go do it.
Yeah. Also, this is not really on topic, I guess, but it's kind of similar. I feel like there's some things that we believed as kids that now we're kind of questioning. Where it's like, for example, I think one thing was Caillou, because he was bald, and when I was watching it, I was just like, oh yeah, Caillou. I didn't even think about his hair or anything. But now people are like, why is Caillou bald? And then that made me question it. Whereas normally I was just like, oh yeah, it's just Caillou.
Right? Yeah, that too. I get that. Like you just like watched, like you just seen it as a kid and you're like, okay, that's Caillou, by the way. Like you
Yeah,
just know it's Caillou, and then now you're like, wait a second, why is he bald? No kid will
yeah. Why
volunteer
does
like let their parents do that to their hair. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
yeah.
Like when
Yeah,
we
it's
were
like
small, we really didn't believe like whatever we watched, we just believe it, and we didn't like go into thinking. But like now we question like what happened to that person? How did they get blah 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 blah.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess it's just because we've had obviously at that point you don't have much life experience, but as we continue to grow, like you know more things, you've seen more things, you've heard more things, and it's just like now you start questioning everything.
And
Yeah.
did you guys, when you were younger, did you guys ever see those TV shows like Dora where they ask you a question and then like did you actually answer? Because I did.
I did too.
Dora was working for the FBI and had like spy cameras around her house. So whenever, she'd be like, you know how she would ask a generic question and the kids are expected, like they know what kids are gonna say. Like they're like, do you see something here? And you'd say, yeah. And then she would say, good, I see the same thing or whatever. And I thought she was spying on us. So I got really creeped out by Dora because I thought she was gonna come haunt me because she would know whether I'm doing something bad because she somehow knew everything that we were gonna say. So I didn't like Dora because of that.
Oh, I liked her. I thought she was a friend because I think when I because I was like, oh, she actually listens to us. But I think when when there was that Fox swiper or
Oh my
something,
god, I would
uh,
say
I
that words.
I was always screaming. I was like, hey Dora, he's right behind you. And I was like, is she dumb? She can't hear me. What is she doing?
Yeah,
When I
Dora
saw
was
that,
so stupid, honestly.
I would say the magic words to make the fox go away because
Yeah,
it was
wasn't it? It was
like
like swiper,
There's
swipe,
swiper, no swipey.
swiper, don't swipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think also wait, this just reminded me of another thing. Like our parents would tell us that if you were too close to the TV, your eyesight would get worse. And okay, for a while, like it makes sense in your head, right? It kind of makes sense. And for a while, I look, believed it until like
Yeah.
I think for a while until like I saw some like doctor like explaining like the whole thing, and it's actually not true, and your eyesight doesn't actually get worse if you're too close to a screen. And I was just sitting there like so dumbfounded because I genuinely like believed it because in some aspect it made sense compared to like the other things our parents would tell us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and low key, my parents still tell me that to this day because they're like, "Oh, get off your computer." And obviously the doctor, my eye doctor, did say like, "Oh, try to take like 5 minute breaks between every hour of being on the screen." And I get that, but it's like it's not because it makes your eyesight worse.
Yeah.
It's like
Like
it
as a
tears
kid.
your eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, also for some reason, this is not really something my parents told me, but there was this Indian book and I can't read or write Telugu, so I don't know what it said. But I saw a picture and basically it was this guy sitting in front of a TV and the TV had arms and it was reaching out to take his eyes away. So I was like, wait, is that gonna happen if I'm too close to the TV? Will it take my eyes away? And so yeah.
Well, that kind of reminds me of that movie Ring, where like the ghost would come out of the TV, and I thought that was real. This was like when I was much older, I think in like sixth or seventh grade. I don't remember when we watched it, but I thought that like someone was gonna come out of the TV. And I would like stay really far away from it in case, like, I would push my brother to the front of the TV. So, in case that actually happened, like the ghost would get my brother and then I'd have some time to run away, right? But like,
I mean,
yeah.
that
Like
more or
some
less just
tempered.
describes your personality as who you are of a person.
I mean, I ain't gonna take no chances. Like, I give enough to my brother. Okay, I give him more ice cream. Like it totally makes sense to like push him in front of the TV. But
Also, I
yeah.
feel like this might be kind of inspired by Minecraft because in Minecraft, what happens is I'll just explain it really simply. There's kind of monsters, I guess, like zombies and stuff, but they only come after you during the nighttime because basically they only spawn when there's no light. So I always thought like in real life, monsters could only be created when there's darkness, and if I turn on all the lights, there's no monsters or anything. Also, this is another really weird thing. For some reason, if I wanted to go like somewhere faster, like in terms of running or something, like if I was running downstairs or something, I would always imagine there were some monsters chasing me or something, and then that would make me go so fast. And then especially if it's like the whole house is dark and there's one light on and you have to turn it off, but it's at the end of the hallway. I was like, okay, don't think about anything. I turn it off and then immediately I'm like ghost, and then I just run back to my room.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
do that. I still do that to this day. Like if like here's the thing, like my light is in the front of my room and I have to go and my like where I sleep is at the back of the room, right? So I like sprint or like I turn the light and I just sprint for the life of me. Like even downstairs, like the light is downstairs and I have to go upstairs to my room. I turn it off and the way I sprint up those stairs like I've never ran before in my life.
The
Right? Like
thoughts
I
of
wish
monsters and stuff, they're in my head, but I'm trying to push them back. But the second the light turns off, I'm just like, okay, there's monsters everywhere, and I just have to run. I just have to book it.
I wish I had that speed when in school though. Like whenever we're running the mile, right? I'm like the slowest person there, but tell me that there's a monster and I'm like faster than Flash, okay? Like Usain
But
Bolt,
the
like
thing is,
he's no match for me. Yeah, that's the only time I actually run really fast.
also, have you guys ever experienced this where it's like you watch a horror movie at night, and then that night when you go to sleep, you're really scared and stuff, obviously. But then in the morning, there's sunlight, and it just suddenly takes everything away, and you're like, that was so irrational. Why am I so scared of that?
No, I get it. It does kind of hit you, but like in the moment when you're watching it, like you don't really have that thought because again, your body is kind
Yeah.
of a fight or flight response.
Yeah, but then it's like, give it some time. And then, especially, I feel like this has happened to me before where it's like in the morning, I'm fine with it. I'm like, why was I thinking that? And then in the night, I'm just like scared of everything.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like fear and the darkness kind of makes you abandon your like rationality in favor to those like that
Mm.
fear because you don't think properly during that time.
Wait, that reminds me. So I think so my mom watched a lot of CID when I was younger.
Oh, yo, CID was bomb.
CID with the when she watched it and the time would come out, it would be in the night, right?
Mhm.
After I ate dinner and like I finished my homework and I can't play anymore because it's too dark outside. And this was like 1 hour or like 30 minutes before bedtime. And my mom would watch it, right? And so I would sit with her and watch it and stuff. Here's the thing, like I love crime and all that stuff. I love learning about it. But at that age, it was scary because like even though now to look back on it, I don't understand why I was so scared. But at that age, when I was in like first grade, I would watch it and you would just see like dead bodies and like you would see them like reenact and then you would see like all the forensic stuff going on and all that stuff was like kind of scary to watch. And because it was at nighttime and it was right before bed, right? I would like struggle so much to just do basic things and stuff.
Yeah, I get you. Like, it was really interesting to watch, but as a kid, when you see all the murderers and stuff, you feel like you're going to go through the same thing and it's hard to sleep at night. But like going forward, did you guys ever like, I mean, I feel like every kid has believed this at some point, but like, did you guys ever believe like seeds, like when you eat fruits? I know we were talking about this the other day, but like when you eat a fruit, did you guys ever believe like the fruit was going to grow inside your stomach?
Yes, watermelons. It was specifically watermelons because the seeds are so distinct and you could like see them because they're so black and the fruit is like red itself. Oh my god! And then I would tell that to my sister, and then my sister believed it for so long.
Yeah, dude, like the best thing about these things that you believe as a kid is that you could bully your younger sibling with it. You know, you could scare them and tell them.
Right? And like some of the stuff like you wouldn't even like know, but you would just like, you know what? I feel like saying this to them right now. So you
Yeah,
go
I
ahead
feel
and do it. And because they're so young and naive, and then because obviously within our culture and stuff, like if you're older, you deserve more respect and you're supposed to be highly respected because of your age and you're older. My sister would have to like listen to me and stuff like that, you know? So I would just tell her these things. She would just believe it, and it was like the
Yeah,
funniest
and
thing ever
also,
to see the reactions.
but
Yeah.
yeah, for it was like it was more like
Yeah, I feel like also it was mostly for strawberries. Like I
yeah,
would look like
sorry, my
such an
internet.
uh I would be like sitting in the corner for strawberries, and I would be like picking out the individual seeds. And it looked like such an idiot now that I think about it. But at that time, I felt like I was taking the necessary precautions to, save myself from becoming the mother of a strawberry child. But it was really stupid because I mean I feel like everyone believed that as a kid, so it's kind of reassuring.
So, I mean, okay, that's kind of true though. It's weird. I don't know how. I mean, so a lot of the time, like I feel like myself at that time could have understood that it was not real. But no, my innocent, naive little mind just chooses to believe all this stuff, and I continue to go on with life and do it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's so many more that I've believed as a kid, but I just can't remember. And I know that there's so many in my head right now. It's just like on the tip of my tongue.
For me,
Like also going on the talking about topic about like babies, and I also thought that if I always thought that like at the right time or something, God will be like, okay, now you're gonna become pregnant. So when I was little, I was always scared because I thought that God wouldn't, like, he would mess up for some reason, and he would just implant a baby at the wrong time when I was like 14 years old because he would like mess up or something. And I was really scared that I was just gonna accidentally have a baby because of that. And I would just be really
yeah.
scared.
So for me, it was not really. But to this day, I feel like curry leaves are just weird. Like I can't eat them. Uh, when I was younger, I genuinely thought like you couldn't eat them because they were bad, and they would never break down because they were kind of stiff. But now I just don't. You know how in India they add a lot of spices and curry leaves, but a lot of it is just for the flavor, and you're not actually supposed to eat it.
Yeah.
I still don't eat it, but like when I was younger, I actually thought that it was like inedible.
Really, for me, I believe that those leaves were just part of like actual plants, like there's a fruit or whatever, and they would just pluck those like plants like leaves and then put it in our food. I'm like, why would you do this? What's the point of me having to eat this? I might as well eat the vegetable that you're putting instead of the leaf itself. Then I realized that they genuinely grow plants for this, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, I always thought it was
my
for
entire life is a lie.
decoration. Oh, did you guys ever believe, in the temple, there's like you could write your wishes on like slips of paper and you put it into this box and it's
Mhm.
supposedly for God to hear. Yeah, I thought that was like literal, like it was like a literal thing that was going to happen. So when I was in fourth grade, I would write on those pieces of paper and it'd be like, yo, God, what's up? We besties, right? Like, like, it would be really cool if I could have a huge factory like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, those type of things, and like
Mhm.
the ability to fly. And I actually thought that it was going to come true. Like I was just waiting for God to be like, "What's up, homie?" and then like give me the powers and stuff.
That
Uh,
reminds me, dandelions. You know how you could blow on those things.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I
I genuinely every time I saw one, I felt I had the urge. Like it felt it was like a part of the law to pick one up and blow on it and wish on it, right? And I would always wish for money. Once again, money hungry kid. But I would always wish for like to be rich in the future and stuff like that, right? Or like make my parents proud or something like that. And I would blow on it and I would just like wish, and I would do it so many times thinking it would actually happen, and I would never question. Here's the thing: you would think you would question why it's never happening, right? But no, I would continuously do it every time I saw a dandelion.
Yeah, that's pretty relatable for me too. And it looks like we've hit our time limit here, so I guess we'll have to call it, you guys. Everyone who's watching or listening, like, subscribe, and, share. Do all the things if you want to. And I guess we're gonna have to see you guys next time. Bye.